Hi, everybody. My name is Nanika Edwards. I am a poet, artist, author, linguist, and educator from Trinidad and Tobago in the Southern Caribbean. Today, I'd like to share an example of a poetic device that is really, really playful, probably one of the most playful poetic devices. And this device is called a pun. A pun. A pun is a play on words, or a pun is an example of double meaning within a single word or phrase. Sometimes it's not just double meaning, it could be triple meaning. One word could have more than two meanings, but it would definitely have at least two meanings embedded within a single word or a phrase. So yes. So let me give you an example. This example is from a proverb that I recently made up. Like I recently started or restarted coming up with my own proverbs. It's something that I actually first started doing many, many years ago, and then, I just had a lull in inspiration. But around the start of 2023, or maybe near the end of 2022, I started writing proverbs again because different streams of inspiration started coming to me, quite independently of my own self and my own creativity. And once these thoughts start running through my mind, I would jot down as many of them as I can. Sometimes in the moment, I may not be able to get to my computer fast enough, or I might not be able to grab a piece of paper and a pen. So these thoughts would just kind of evaporate, and I would forget what they were, and they would just be gone forever, right? But most times I'm able to record the ideas that run through my mind for different proverbs. Anyway, here's a proverb that I came up with. Satan is cross, Jesus is boss. Satan is cross, Jesus is boss. Okay, so just 6 words, a very simple little, yeah, it's like a poem because it rhymes. 6 words, 3 lines each, 3 words each, 2 lines. That's it. That's my little poem. And it's a couplet, right? Because it's 2 lines and both lines rhyme. Couplet meaning, couplet coming from the word couple. It sounds like the word couple. When you think of a couple, you think of two people forming a couple. So a couplet is like 2 lines, a poem made up of two rhyming lines. Okay, so can you figure out what the pun is here, or what the puns are? I'll give you some time to think about it. Okay, so first of all, let's look at the first line. Satan is cross. So Satan is cross. Jesus is boss. Now, the fact that the second line is Jesus is boss, well, if you come from Trinidad and Tobago, the fact that the second line is Jesus is boss, you would know that this poem is really written in Trini Creole English. It's not written in standard English, it's proverb. This poem is in Trini Creole English. It's not standard English, okay? So that means that the first line is also in Trini Creole English, right? So Satan is cross. Now, I think when somebody hears that line, before they get to the second line, they're going to assume that the poem is in standard English. So when you hear Satan is cross, people may think that Satan is cross means Satan is angry, because cross can also mean angry. Cross is a word that people in the UK use fairly often when they want to say that somebody is angry, right? So Satan is cross could be Satan is angry. But then when we come to the second line and we realize that the whole poem is in Trini Creole English, it it colors that first line with a slightly different tint, with a slightly different hue. So Satan is cross could also be Satan is a cross, right? In other words, he's a burden. He's annoying. You know, when you say somebody's a cross, you know, you mean that they're a nuisance, they're annoying, and Satan is definitely that. You know, he's called um Beelzebub, which means the Lord of the Flies. And if you think of a fly, think of a fly. Um, if you are in a room, if if you are in a room in a house or in a building alone, and it's just you and one fly in that room, even though there's a big space for you and that fly to share, bet your bottom dollar that fly is going to be annoying you, right? So when we say Satan is cross, you can understand what we mean by Satan is cross. He's like a fly. He's like a pesky fly. Um, so Satan is cross is a pun. The cross, the word cross is a pun because cross could mean angry, or it could mean, um, you know, annoying or pesky or bothersome, right? And well, did you get that? Did you get that pun? Did you get that right? Okay, all right. And then we have the second line. Jesus is boss. Right now in Trini Creole English, when you say somebody is boss, what you mean is it can have two meanings, okay? So if you say Jesus is boss, it could mean that Jesus is the boss. He is the King of Kings. He is El Jefe. He is the chief. He is chief of chiefs. He is King of Kings. So when you say Jesus is boss, it could mean that, or it could mean that Jesus is the best, right? When we say something is boss, what we mean is, oh gosh, it's really good. It's the best. It's like, you know, top of the food chain, or not top of the food chain, but I mean like it's like if you if you're comparing people or comparing things and you say that something is boss or somebody is boss, you could really mean, oh my gosh, it is the best, or they are the best. Okay, so Jesus is boss. Boss is a pun because boss could mean best or chief of chiefs, chief person, chief individual. Okay, so did you get that? Did you get both puns there? Did you recognize them? Were you able to spot them? Okay, great. So that's an example of a pun. Do you think you could write a proverb with the pun? Do you think that you could write a poem using this poetic device? Why not give it a try? Okay, that's it for this video. Until the next time, if you enjoyed this video, thank you for giving it a thumbs up. Thank you for liking it. And that's it. Until next time.